Imagine a towering figure with a deep, resonant voice that could captivate any audience. This was John Amos, a man who rose from humble beginnings to become one of Hollywood's most respected actors. Known for his iconic roles in Good Times and Roots, Amos's journey to stardom was marked by perseverance and hard work. From playing professional football and taking on odd jobs to finally making his way onto the big screen, his path was anything but easy. But behind the scenes, there was more to his story, including a life shaped by determination and principles. In this exploration, we'll take a deep dive into John Amos's remarkable lifestyle, his celebrated career, and the legacy he's left behind. Amos, widely recognized for his commanding presence and powerful voice, became a household name through roles that spanned television and film. At the height of his career, Amos built a significant reputation not only for his work in Good Times and Roots, but for his ability to transition effortlessly between comedy and drama. Amos's career showcased his versatility, with standout performances in films like Coming to America and Die Hard 2. His ability to bring depth and gravitas to his roles made him a sought-after actor, particularly for characters that required strength and authenticity. Whether on screen or on stage, John Amos's impact on the entertainment world is enduring, with a legacy of performances that continue to resonate with audiences across generations. John Amos, born on December 27, 1939, in Newark, New Jersey, is an American actor and former football player best known for his roles in television and film. He grew up in East Orange, New Jersey, and attended East Orange High School. From a young age, Amos showed an interest in sports, particularly football, which he would pursue throughout his early years. After high school, Amos attended Long Beach City College in California and later transferred to Colorado State University, where he played football and earned a degree in sociology. His athletic talents led him to pursue a career in professional football. He played briefly for several teams in the American Football League, AFL, including the Denver Broncos and Kansas City Chiefs, though his football career was short-lived due to injuries. After his football career ended, Amos began exploring acting, working his way into the entertainment industry through stage performances and stand-up comedy. His first big break came when he landed a recurring role on The Mary Tyler Moore Show, 1970 to 1977, as Gordie Howard, a lovable weatherman. This role introduced him to a wider audience and showcased his comedic timing and charm. Amos's major breakthrough came when he was cast as James Evans Sr., the strong and principled patriarch of the Evans family, on the groundbreaking sitcom Good Times, 1974 to 1976. The show, which focused on an African-American family living in a Chicago housing project, was one of the first to portray the struggles and triumphs of a working-class black family on primetime television. Amos's portrayal of James Evans Sr. was praised for its authenticity, strength, and emotional depth. His character became a cultural symbol of resilience and fatherhood, endearing him to millions of viewers. However, creative differences with the show's producers, particularly about the direction of his character and the show's tone, led to his departure after the third season. After leaving Good Times, Amos took on one of the most defining roles of his career as the adult Kunta Kinte in the landmark miniseries Roots, 1977. Based on Alex Haley's novel, Roots chronicled the story of an African man sold into slavery and the generations of his descendants. Amos's portrayal of Kunta Kinte earned him critical acclaim and further solidified his status as a serious actor. The miniseries became a cultural phenomenon and is regarded as one of the most significant television events in American history. John Amos has had a versatile and impactful career, with memorable roles in both television and film across several decades. Here's a breakdown of some of his most notable roles. Television roles: The Mary Tyler Moore Show, 1970 to 1973. Role: Gordie Howard Amos, played Gordie, the calm and charming weatherman on this iconic sitcom. Though his role was smaller, it helped introduce him to television audiences and showcased his comedic chops. Good Times, 1974 to 1976. Role: James Evans Sr. Amos is perhaps best known for his role as James Evans Sr., the hardworking and stern but loving father on this sitcom. His portrayal of the Evans family patriarch, who fought to provide a better life for his family in a Chicago housing project, became a beloved symbol of fatherhood in television history. Roots, 1977. Role: Older Kunta Kinte Amos portrayed the adult version of Kunta Kinte in this groundbreaking miniseries based on Alex Haley's novel about the African-American experience from slavery to freedom. His performance in Roots was highly praised and remains one of his most defining roles. The miniseries is regarded as one of the most important in television history. The West Wing, 1999 to 2004. Role: Admiral Percy Fitzwallace. Amos played the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Admiral Percy Fitzwallace, in this political drama. His character was a voice of reason and experience in a complex and often tense political world. Hunter, 1984 to 1991. Role: Captain Dolan Amos had a recurring role as Captain Dolan in this police drama, adding his authoritative presence to the show as the commanding officer of the LAPD Homicide Division. Men in Trees, 2006 to 2008. Role: Buzz Washington. Amos played the lovable and straightforward pilot Buzz Washington in this romantic dramedy about life and relationships in the small fictional town of Elmo, Alaska. 2.5 Men, 2003 to 2015. Role: Ed. He had a recurring role as Ed, a friend of Charlie Sheen's character's father, showing off his comedic range once again. Film roles: Coming to America, 1988. Role: Cleo McDowell. In this classic comedy, Amos played Cleo McDowell, the proud owner of McDowell's, a fast food chain. His character is a hilarious yet down-to-earth businessman who is protective of his daughters. Amos reprised this role in the sequel, Coming to America, 2021. Die Hard 2 Inches, 1990. Role: Major Grant Amos starred as Major Grant, the leader of a U.S. military special forces unit who plays a pivotal role in the action-packed sequel to the hit Die Hard franchise. His performance added an authoritative, tough guy edge to the film. Let's Do It Again, 1975. Role: Kansas City Mac. In this comedy directed by Sidney Poitier, Amos played a gangster named Kansas City Mac opposite Bill Cosby and Poitier. His comedic timing was on full display in this role. Lock Up, 1989. Role: Captain Meisner Amos took on a more serious role in this prison drama starring Sylvester Stallone. As Captain Meisner, Amos brought both intensity and empathy to his portrayal of a prison warden caught between right and wrong. The Beastmaster, 1982. Role: Seth Amos played Seth, a warrior ally to the main character in this fantasy adventure film. His portrayal added strength and loyalty to the character, making him a memorable part of the film. John Amos has had a fascinating career, and while many of his accomplishments are well known, there are a few untold stories and behind-the-scenes moments that reveal more about his character, his values, and his experiences in Hollywood. One of the lesser-known stories about John Amos is his departure from Good Times, due to creative differences with the producers. Amos was a vocal advocate for portraying a realistic African-American family on television, emphasizing the importance of strong parental figures and addressing serious social issues. However, he became increasingly frustrated with the show's focus on the comedic character of JJ, played by Jimmy Walker, feeling that it downplayed the struggles of working-class black families. This led to tension with the producers, and ultimately his character, James Evans Sr., was written out of the show. Despite the personal cost, Amos's stand highlighted his integrity and commitment to representing black families with dignity and realism on TV. 2. A strained relationship with Jimmy Walker. Amos has openly discussed his strained relationship with Jimmy Walker, who played his on-screen son JJ on Good Times. While the chemistry on screen was undeniable, behind the scenes, Amos felt that the writers and producers leaned too heavily on Walker's comedic antics, which he believed undermined the show's more serious themes. Over the years, both actors have addressed their differences, but this conflict played a significant role in the creative direction of Good Times and Amos's eventual exit from the series. 3. An unsung football career. Before entering Hollywood, John Amos pursued a career in professional football, a lesser-known aspect of his life. He played for teams like the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs in the American Football League, AFL. However, Amos's football career was cut short due to injuries. His sports background contributed to his disciplined approach to acting, and he often credits the resilience he built as an athlete for helping him navigate the ups and downs of Hollywood. 4. Fighting for his role in Roots, Amos's role as the adult Kunta Kinte in the legendary miniseries Roots, 1977, is one of the most defining moments of his career. However, it wasn't an easy path. Amos has shared in interviews that the casting process was intense, and he had to fight hard to land the role. His deep commitment to the material, which depicted the brutal history of slavery in America, shone through in his audition, ultimately securing him the part. His portrayal became one of the most powerful performances in television history. 5. Close relationship with Norman Lear. Despite his frustrations with Good Times, John Amos has maintained a close relationship with legendary producer Norman Lear, who created the show. Amos has praised Lear for pushing boundaries and breaking new ground in terms of portraying diverse voices and perspectives on television. Lear, in turn, respected Amos for his dedication to his craft and his insistence on authenticity. Their professional relationship and mutual respect continued long after Good Times ended. 6. Military background. Amos also has a military background that isn't widely known. Before his acting career took off, he served in the New Jersey National Guard and later in the 50th Armored Division. His time in the military instilled a sense of discipline and structure, which he carried into his acting career. This experience, combined with his athletic and acting pursuits, makes Amos a multifaceted individual with a wide range of skills. John Amos's 2 marriages. Look back at the late actor's relationships with first wife. Noel. Noni Mickelson and actress Lillian Lehman. Noel Noni Mickelson. Amos and Mickelson met while attending college at Colorado State University and married in 1965, per The Hollywood Reporter. At the time of their marriage, Shannon wrote in the caption of an Instagram photo of her parents on their wedding day, it was still illegal in over a dozen states for interracial couples to marry. She later shared that Mickelson was of Danish and Ashkenazi Jewish descent. For them, it was love at first sight, she posted in June 2020. However, it was a tumultuous time in the world around them. In the midst of it all, their love would produce a child, me. I was born a year before my parents would be recognized as a legal couple in 16 states. Shannon added, as a child, I didn't know my parents were different colors. I only saw them as my parents, the 2 people who loved me. All I knew was their love. After Amos and Mickelson wed, they moved to New Jersey, where the actor was originally from, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Though they landed jobs as social workers, Mickelson supported Amos's dream to play professional football. Being an artist herself, she understood my reluctance to accept the 9-to-5 world, Amos told the outlet in November 2023. When he eventually set his eyes on the entertainment industry, Amos moved to Los Angeles with his wife and daughter as he began earning roles on TV, including The Mary Tyler Moore Show and Good Times. The couple raised Shannon and her brother, KC, in the LA suburb of Sylmar, where Mickelson skillfully rode horses. After Amos and Mickelson divorced in 1975, little was known about her private life besides what her kids shared on social media. In August 2014, Casey posted a photo of himself, Shannon, Amos, and an ailing Mickelson. "Chillin' W fam on Mom's B-Day," he wrote. Other photos show her confined to a wheelchair. Shannon told The Hollywood Reporter that Mickelson got remarried to a Disney special effects engineer and was living on a California ranch when she experienced medical complications during a hysterectomy, which resulted in her becoming blind and a quadriplegic. After the 1996 incident, Mickelson's second husband cared for her until his death about 9 years later. In January 2017, Casey shared a throwback picture of his mother with a horse and recalled her winning numerous riding awards. "Basically the best endurance rider you ever see this side of the Mississippi," he wrote. In June 2017, Casey revealed on Instagram that Mickelson had died. Shannon later told The Hollywood Reporter that she had passed in 2016. Since then, her children have continued to remember her. More recently, Shannon reflected on how Mickelson helped her acknowledge and experience grief. Lillian Lehman, Amos, and Lehman were briefly married in the late 1970s per California State University, Northridge. Best known for playing professional roles like doctors and judges, Lehman has starred on shows like LA Law, MacGyver, General Hospital, and The Closer. She has also appeared in notable movies, including Steve Carell's Evan Almighty and Madonna's Body of Evidence. I've been told I express an authoritative presence, but also a sense of compassion, Lehman told the Montgomery Advertiser in 1992. I've tried out for parts like nurses and clerks and been told, "Sorry, Lillian, but you're just not the nurse type. You're the doctor type." Still, when you are an actor, you have to consider yourself blessed if you are thought of as anything that allows you to work consistently. In addition to her acting career, Lehman was a longtime drama professor at California State University, Northridge. In scenes in LA Law, while she was on the bench rifling through papers, the actress was actually reviewing students' papers between takes. "Sometimes it's tough balancing the two professions," she told the newspaper. "You'll finally wrap up a shoot late at night, and everyone is going out to celebrate, and you can't because you have grades due the next Friday." Lehman and Amos reunited in 1992's Night Track, playing a married couple. "It's strange that I happen to be playing my ex-husband's wife, but it really isn't that hard because neither of us harbored any bad feelings after our marriage, and we both respect each other as actors," she explained, while the movie was filming in Mobile, Ala. Lehman continued, "Still, it was especially strange because neither of us knew we'd be performing with each other until we got to Mobile to start filming. The person who cast us didn't even realize that John and I had been married." John Amos's two children. All about Shannon and Casey Amos. Shannon Amos, 58. Shannon was born to John and Mickelson in New Jersey on Aug 5, 1966. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Mickelson moved Shannon to the Sylmar neighborhood of Los Angeles at a young age to support John's acting career. She and Casey, who was born 4 years after his sister, grew up there on a property with horses. In her early years, Shannon saw her dad as a regular father. "For me, my dad was just my dad," she told Mama. "As a child, I just saw what he did as a job, but as I got older, I began to see how many lives he impacted through his role as a strong black man and father." Though The Hollywood Reporter reports that the Roots star discouraged his children from following in his footsteps, Shannon grew up to become a producer, working on shows like Yo! MTV Raps and America's Most Wanted. She also handled marketing for I Am Legend and Blood Diamond. In 2003, she produced Casey's first indie feature, The Watermelon Heist. "I chose to do what I thought was what I was supposed to do, which would be to honor my family's legacy," Shannon explained on the Out Front with Vince Noble podcast. The television executive also became a mom, welcoming daughter Quera Noel on November 30, 1991. Shannon worked in the film industry for more than 20 years before changing her career path. In 2020, she launched her own wellness travel company, Sumana. She spoke of her decision to leave producing on Out Front with Vince Noble, saying, "I wasn't feeling as fulfilled as I thought I would. Even in the pinnacle of my career, I became disenchanted." The wellness guru was inspired by her travels around the world, which she embarked upon after Mickelson's death in December 2016. "Before she passed, I asked her if she had any regrets," Shannon told Mama of her mother, who had become blind and a quadriplegic after what The Hollywood Reporter states was a hysterectomy gone wrong. "My mom said only that she didn't get to travel," she recalled. "I asked her, 'What if I take your ashes with me and I travel around the world?' My mom's eyes lit up." Shannon spent the next year traveling to 14 different countries, including Malaysia, Vietnam, India, Bali, Cambodia, Thailand, and the Philippines. In the years that followed, she also posted about sweet moments with John. In October 2022, the entrepreneur shared a TikTok video of her and the actor dancing in an open field. "Enjoy your parents while they're here. So grateful for this moment with my dad," she captioned it. In 2021, Shannon settled down in Playa del Carmen, Mexico in 2021. "My dad always encouraged me to live my best life," Shannon told Mama, "and so I do that." Kelly Christopher, Casey Amos, 54. Casey was born to John and Mickelson on October 18, 1970. The budding filmmaker grew up with his father, mother, and his older sibling in the Sylmar neighborhood of LA. Like his big sister, Casey followed his dad into show business. After appearing in several roles on the big and small screen, he tried his hand at directing. Casey credits John for his career, writing in a 2014 blog, "I think that his advice in my life has helped me discover who I am and my passion for directing and production work." After watching him work in front of the camera on a live TV show or a film shoot, I became fascinated with cameras and directing. In 1996, KC's work on James McMurtry's Where You Hide the Body music video was nominated for a Grammy. He went on to collaborate with other top artists, including Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, and Fat Joe. The following year, he received accolades at the Sundance Music Festival for his movie Siphon Gun, which earned an honorable mention for the Short Filmmaking Award. A big high point for the filmmaker came with 2003's The Watermelon Heist, which he collaborated on with Shannon. He teamed up with his famous father on several occasions before his death, including 2015's Mercy for Angels, which he co-produced and directed and in which John played God. The pair also captured their real-life moments on film. On the heels of a viral 2021 video that showed the acting legend and his son listening to Gladys Knight's Midnight Train to Georgia together, John and KC also traveled the country together in a journey which KC documented on TikTok. Having my own son working with me as a filmmaker, it's a blessing because we can capture these moments of inspiration, John explained to People in 2024 while discussing America's Dad, a docuseries the Coming to America actor had been working on with his son for a few years. He added, "It covers my career, his career, our joint careers, and it's something that I think every father and son will want to see." Later in the year, KC confirmed his father had died in a statement, sharing that he had lived a good life and his legacy will live on. "My father loved working as an actor throughout his entire life," he added. Most recently in Suits LA playing himself and our documentary about his life journey as an actor, America's Dad. "He was my dad, my best friend, and my hero. Thank you for your prayers and support at this time." John Amos' cause of death. His son, KC Amos, confirmed to The Hollywood Reporter that he died of natural causes on August 21st in Los Angeles. "He was a man with the kindest heart and a heart of gold, and he was loved the world over," KC Amos said in a statement. "Many fans consider him their TV father. He lived a good life. His legacy will live on in his outstanding works in television and film as an actor." Before turning to acting full-time, Amos had a brief professional football career, playing in a number of minor leagues. He signed a free agent contract with the Kansas City Chiefs in 1967, but was cut after 3 weeks, with coach Hank Stram telling him, "You are not a football player, you are a young man who happens to be playing football." Luckily, it didn't take Amos very long to start securing TV roles. He first became known for his role as weatherman Gordie Howard in The Mary Tyler Moore Show, in which he appeared from 1970 to 1973. But he really rose to prominence after he left The Mary Tyler Moore Show for Good Times, a spin-off of Maude. Amos played James Evans Sr. in the sitcom, the tough but loving family patriarch of the Central family living in inner-city Chicago. Good Times was groundbreaking for the period, featuring one of the first all-black casts in American sitcom history, and often tackling difficult issues much in the way Norman Lear's other shows did. But Amos, famously, clashed with the writing staff about how the family was being portrayed. Amos talked about his disagreements between himself, Lear, and the writing staff in a 2014 interview with the TV Academy. "I felt too much emphasis was being put on JJ and his chicken hat, saying dynamite every third page," Amos said. "I felt just as much emphasis and mileage could have been gotten out of my other 2 children, one of whom aspired to become a Supreme Court justice, played by Ralph Carter, and the other, Bern Nadette Stannis, who aspired to become a surgeon." John Amos' net worth, house, cars. As of 2024, John Amos's net worth is estimated to be around $3 million. This wealth has been accumulated over a long and successful career in television, film, and theater. His versatility as an actor and his ability to transition between dramatic and comedic roles have made him a respected figure in Hollywood. John Amos lived for many years in Tewksbury Township, New Jersey, where he owned a 3,280-square-foot, 4-bedroom, 3.5-bathroom ranch-style home. At one point, he listed the property for $439,000. As of 2020, Amos resides in Westcliff, Colorado, where he owns a ranch house. Thanks for tuning in to this update on John Amos.